Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the TOUTTE podcast, our first off-season episode. So exciting. I am Bryce, here with Ryan, parentheses, replacing Tannenbaum, and parentheses, how are we doing today?
I am great. On our new day, we are now recording Taute Mondays because it's a hell of a lot more convenient than recording at like 10 p.m. after a Thursday episode. But so during the off season, we're probably going to be doing every other week. It'll probably be coming out on Monday or Tuesday because we're recording it on Mondays now. So
Yeah, might be a little bit of a shock to our viewers back home who get home every Thursday and clamor for a TOUTTE Thursday, but our viewers, we need you to be brave. We need you to be strong. We need you to be vigilant and support us in our TOUTTE Mondays. All right. Today we have a fresh hit new concept nobody has ever done before. We will be creating the Dream All Stars cast for a new era All Stars. So this will include Big Brother 23 and beyond, nothing before. So sorry about that. And yeah, both Ryan and I made a list, made short lists. We're gonna both share our lists, fight a lot, probably be really nasty and mean to each other, and then we'll come together for a final draft. So, did you have a good time creating your list, Ryan?
oh, I had a blast. But when we first started talking about doing Taute, this is I made a list of ideas, and a lot of them were like casting videos. We're planning on doing retrospectives and stuff. We decided to start with a regular Big Brother season as it was going, but this was what our ideas were at first. Creating my cast, I had a blast. I think I had a short list than you did. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be revealing our list one at a time, talk about it a little bit. We'll probably switch off saying somebody on our list. Um, we don't know each other's lists yet. I'm sure some of the people will overlap and some of them will be different. So at the end, uh, between each of our 16-person cast, we'll probably have said like, I don't know, 24 people. Let's say half of them are different. And we're going to have to shorten that down to a final 16-person cast, 8 men, 8 women.
Fun stuff. Yeah, 16 people, 8 men, 8 women. So, yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. If your faves will be on, if your faves won't be on. Um, I don't know. I'm just excited. Any other prerequisites before we get to the list? Anything we gotta know, other people gotta know, Ryan?
I think there's a couple. Firstly, this is not a realistic cast whatsoever. We did not go with when picking our cast, we did not pick who we think production likes, who we think would logistically say yes or no. We specifically just pick people that we want to see back to play again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other main stipulation I can think of is that we did not include Rachel Riley in this as a possibility because she is a player from an older era that came back to play in the newer era. We're going to be doing other casting videos. I'm sure we'll have chances to talk about her. But when talking about a new era cast with all one time players, we did not feel like putting Rachel in for her fourth time would really fit the bill with what we want to see from this cast.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, if they decided to do that, I wouldn't be upset. But it's new era, we want to keep it freshly new era.
Yeah.
So yeah, no hate to Rachel. We love Rachel. Um, but yeah, I feel the same way. I'm ready to get to it. How are you feeling?
I'm ready as well. I want you to start it off with
All
your
right,
first
that's
person.
fine. I'm gonna start with a really exciting thing. So let me pull up our. We have a beautiful high grade visual because here's the thing: fans of TOUTTE may know I usually use a tier list maker, but we have a problem which is just riddled with pop-ups because it's a low budget free site. However, I recently learned of a feature where I can block the pop-ups on a certain website, so you're not going to be getting advertisements every 2 seconds, which we're raising the budget here in this off
Whoa.
season. Like it's getting real, it's getting fancy, it's getting serious. So it's pretty crazy. So let me pull this up.
I hope the second you start screen sharing, there's just pop-ups on it
There is
anyways.
a pop-up. I actually just noticed one. But you know what? They were gone earlier when I checked, but they're here now. So
Well,
whatever.
share that screen.
I can't believe I just said all that only for there to be pop-ups.
I mean, that's the classic TOUTTE formula.
Wait, let me try one more time. It's okay. We can have pop-ups. That's our it gives us a fun yet relatable feeling. Okay. Here we are with no pop-ups whatsoever. And we have every single person from the new era on this list. So many to choose from, BB23 all the way through BB27. And so we are going to go in the order of seasons, is what we decided. So we're going to start with BB23. So many people to choose from. And I want to start with a fun one. I want to get some fun thing out of the way. And you are going to, as I was making my list, I noticed a theme, and you might be able to figure out that theme as we go on. But the first person I want on my cast is Frenchie. I don't care. This man is not well. This man is not a good Big Brother player. And this player single-handedly made Big Brother 23 week one of the most interesting weeks I've ever seen in my life. He won the first HOH. He promised everyone safety. He couldn't stop promising everyone safety. And he was just such a fun, classic week one crash out. I would love to see him back in a cast and just, I could definitely see him crashing out week one again, but I don't really care. Like, I just want to see him talk to people and make 90 alliances and cry about his kids and just overall be a chaotic disaster. I'm looking for entertainment, and he's going to provide it. And I also wanted some early boot representation, and he felt like one of my favorite early boots of the new era. So I also think Frenchie kind of kicks off the new era by being the first HOH we ever had there, and being so notable and impactful. So I am choosing Frenchie as my first member of Team Bryce. I've also just realized there's a problem, which is that we can't use double people. So if it's someone we both have, we'll move him into like the orange or something. I don't know. Or maybe I'll make a both tier. I'll make a both tier.
I told you to make a both tier.
No, you didn't. Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously. You did, and I heard you, and that's why I made it both tier. So that is my first pick. What do you think of that pick, Ryan?
Is this the person you said I was going to kill you for?
No, I think
Okay,
you will love
good.
this pick.
I will not lie, and I will say Frenchie is not someone that even crossed my mind when I was thinking. That I didn't like open up every cast and like stare at it for 20 minutes. However, the second you said his name, I'm not necessarily upset with him being a possibility here. I think I don't disagree with anything you said. I think he brings entertainment. I don't necessarily just want a cast full of try-hard game bots that's going to be like boring like All Stars 2. Like if Frenchie's there, there's not going to be a stable house structure because he's going to cause too much chaos within to be able to even like for anyone to even be able to focus. Um, I'm not upset with him being a possibility. We will talk and see if he makes the final cast, but I think this is a fun little interesting pick.
Thank you. I was excited about him. I'm glad you took a walk with me. Hopefully our viewers can take a walk with me too. But yeah, we'll have to see if Frenchie makes it. Ryan, I am curious to hear your first pick.
Well, before that, I will also say that during one episode, I think it was when Frenchie got nominated, as the episode outro starts, and you know how the announcer starts talking like, "What will happen next fucking episode?"
Yes, yes.
The announcer at one point just immediately said, "Is Frenchie toast?" And me and my sister quote that monthly.
Wow,
So
that's really good. I need Big Brother announcers best hits, like, because that's a bar. Is Frenchie Toast is
correct.
crazy.
Um, okay, I'm going to start out. You did a man, I'll do a man. This person has always been somebody who people want to see back. I think that while not the most exciting pick, my uh horizons have expanded. Originally, he's probably one of the closer people on my list to being cut, but he's a fan favorite. Just go ahead and throw Derek X up there.
All
I
right,
think
Dix.
he came in obviously not knowing the game, but he picked up on it really fast. And if the cookout wasn't there, and or like Tiffany wanted to flip the vote to save him, I could have seen him comping out from there, like genuinely. I think I try to avoid a ton of comp beasts because I'm scared of there being comp out wins, but I think he brings a lot of fun dynamics and he's just a fun personality. Like during reindeer games, he went on a podcast with RHAP and was talking about how he was like Jeff Probst commentating over all the competitions. And he was just like cracking me up throughout the entire podcast. So I think just as a person and as a player, I'm interested to see what he could do again, even if he's not the most exciting, wild, out there pick like Frenchie.
All right. So Ryan is basic and picked a fan favorite, and
But
I am also basic and
yeah,
picked a fan favorite. So I too had Derek X on my list. Just because someone is beloved doesn't mean I have to be edgy and hate them too. I felt lame, but like I just like Derek X, and I saw him
yeah,
on The Amazing Race, and I like him too. He's just funny. He's just a good guy. He's just a really good person. He really makes me laugh. He has a good head for the game. I like his strategy. I like the way he thinks, and I'd like to see him back. Like I especially with, I found the men a little harder to rank,
mhm,
but
yeah.
he's one of the more likable men, and he's one of the people I'm happy became a fan favorite because I think he deserved it. So I would really love to see him get another chance. Um, make the fans happy, make myself happy. He'll have some interesting gameplay. He'll be probably one of the more sane players that we will see, and he will make me giggle. So I have no problem with Derek X, and we are going to move him into the both category. I do think he's a staple of the new era. So look at us getting along. Aren't we
Okay,
friends?
well, since that's another person technically also off your list, do you want me to go to my second person?
Sure, Ryan.
Because there's another reason. Originally, I came into every time I've thought about dreamcasting something like this in the past, I've always said that I don't want to have like too many little friendships. I don't want a ton of big groups that already like each other. I always said I would only put one of these two people on. And originally, I was going to stick by that. However, they broke up a couple weeks ago. I have
I
Claire on my
knew it.
cast as well
Oh my god. You
because
messy, messy diva.
originally when I had thought planned like wanting to cast this over the last few months, Derek X was my first choice between the two, and I'll get to another reason why later. But after I watched Claire on RHAP Traders, she shot up my list of who I want to see back because she was a lot of fun and she was a really, really solid, good player. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to see her play Big Brother again in a cast where she has more of a chance. Because again, like her and Derek X out of the non-cookout members, I think showed some of the most potential easily.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if Tiffany doesn't wake up one day and decide she wants to ride Cookout Final Six, I think Claire or Derek X is probably the winner. I think both of them are smart enough to have cut Tiffany at some point, and I think one of them probably wins with them being in the final two.
Mm-hmm.
And I think their dynamic is a lot more interesting. I assume they're still on good terms, but I think them being back in the house after a breakup would just be a lot of fun. I don't know.
I agree with you. I love Claire. I will say Claire, the two of the people that were hardest for me to cut were both from this season, and one of them was Claire. So I had Claire high up on my short list, but I
Mhm.
basically decided not to for a couple reasons, and I'm sure we will debate her. She is definitely a possibility for me. Like I said, do I need to see her and Derek X back? Am I that messy? I kind of had another messy thing planned from this cast, but it could be interesting, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm there for like casting exes. Like that's kind of I'm back and forth. I do feel like they just kind of get along and like work together. My hesitancy with Claire is she can be prone to being a really good player, but she can be prone to maybe being kind of on the less exciting side. But she's still really funny and really cool girl. So I don't have an issue with her. She's definitely in contention for me.
Okay.
So that's what I got with Claire. All right, next one. I'm gonna do this one. Maybe it'll piss you off. I don't know if you have it. Ryan's a Tiffany hater. I think you can't have a new era All Stars without Tiffany. I get that after the season, she's been weird and she has weird takes. But I just genuinely think on her season, she is one of the most charming people that we have seen in a long time. She completely ran her season like the Navy. She was so funny. I think that's an underrated thing that people forget when they hate Tiffany for so long is that like she's so hilarious. I use that gift of her being, even though this wasn't intentional, I use that gift of her being like, I do not plan on losing anything. I
I love
lost like every second of the day, and that gif alone is enough for a guaranteed spot. Like I cannot tell you how much I use that clip. I think she's just a really fun strategic mind, a really fun player, and she's just really really funny. She's going to be entertaining. She's going to be cracked. She's going to be messy, and like I can overlook some of like the weird takes afterwards, probably a little more than Ryan can, but like I think she's the face of the new era. I think she paved the way for the cookout. I think, she's a reason we've had so many winners. She's a big part of the reason we've had so many, winners of color following that season because she was able to get the cookout together and pull off something revolutionary. And I think the fact that she chose the cookout over her own game, while frustrating, does show that she had like. I think she's not a terrible person. Like I think that shows something in her that is not the complete terrible monster person that people like to think. Like I don't think she's actually that bad of a. I think she's an okay person. Um, she's very weird. She's super weird, but that's okay. So that's where I'm at with Tiffany. I don't know if you included her or if you didn't, but I'm sure you'll have a lot to say. So let's hear Ryan.
No, I mean, as a person, I've never been a fan of Tiffany. Even during her season, she was saying like a lot of weird things about other people. Sarah Beth in particular, her extreme hatred and biphobia towards her was weird as fuck. Uh, and I was a Sarah Beth stan. Spoiler: she was on my short list.
Mhm.
I barely cut her. Um, Tiffany, I knew we'd be talking about her. I didn't put her on my list because I knew you'd bring her up. I think there's a solid chance she ends up making the final cast because objectively, as a player, I think she'd be very entertaining. I just wanted to include people on my personal list that I just enjoy more. Um, I think Tiffany's just said a lot of weird things. She always has bad takes. She was like molding that Monty lost to Taylor and saying that Taylor didn't do anything and that Monty was like the hottest, best person ever. And I don't know, like I've never her personality's never clicked with me. But I think that is probably an objective truth that you shouldn't have a new era All Stars without her, and she'll probably end up making the final cast.
All right. So I'm sure we'll talk about her much more. Ryan, who we got next? You got any other BB23ers in action here?
I have one more person from BB23.
Mhm.
My only member of the cookout I put on. Um, my personal take has always been that the second best player from the cookout and the single most entertaining person from the cookout is Mr. Goku himself, Kylan.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Um, I think Kylan was a lot of fun. I think objectively, like the way he just like would gaslight people was really fun. I think he completely stumbled at the end. Obviously, him all of a sudden wanting to take the strongest to the end to beat the best to be like Goku is one of my favorite fucking quotes. It's really funny, but it's really stupid. I would hope that if he comes back, he does not stick with that same mindset. Um, but I felt like you had to have someone from the cookout, and out of everybody, again, the men was a lot harder for me to pick from out of my short list. Originally, I only had 8 men. I went
Mm,
back and added a couple more, but the women was just a lot more stacked. Like Hannah Chada was also on my short list for women,
mhm.
but I had just other women I wanted to see more. Kyland, like the men competition was a lot smaller, so I had a much easier time putting him on my cast. And then compared to the other people from the cookout, I'm sure as hell not putting Derek F on there. And Xavier is super boring.
So
I don't want to stack the cast with winners. He's absolutely not one of the winners I want to see back. So I feel like Kylan was a pretty easy inclusion on my end because I want someone from the cookout, and the men was a lot easier to fit a slot on. But even just
mm,
as a player, I think he was entertaining. I think he played very well until stumbling at the end. Like him gaslighting the fuck out of Sarah Beth into nomming the exact same people he did the week before was insane. He was staying up like Vincent Morgan levels of late. Um, and I think he's willing to do what he needs to do for his agenda, even if his agenda later became misguided.
so I will say I can see the pick. When you said second best player in the cookout, I thought you were going to talk about Hannah. Um, but that being said, I can see the pick. I'm there for it. I understand it. I, for some reason, am just not the biggest Kylan guy. He kind of made me feel icky a lot with all that stuff. Like, yes, it was fun, but I think his true nature is like sheeping comp bros, which is fine. Well, it's not fine, but I have people like that on this list too, maybe. But I guess I saw him on the challenge too, and he's just a really big honor and integrity guy, and it irks me a little. And that's like, if he was like, I am a snake, I'm a schemer, I'm in, but he likes to be one of those people who does that and then goes honor integrity, and that irks me.
Yeah,
That being
I don't like that either. I didn't know he was
no,
still like that. I thought he would have woken up.
no, I mean, he's still very honor integrity on the challenge,
Um,
and he does well. He's made people like him on there because of that, but yeah, I wants to play a clean game and whatever.
See, after his nephew heel turn, I thought that he would wake up and be the villain he needs to be.
No, no, no. But we'll talk about it more. He's not my cup of tea, but I can see him on an All Stars cast. I can see him legitimately getting cast on All Stars. Especially after his run, like he's become popular on the challenge. So we'll have to see. Okay, next my pick. So you said you were being messy with Derek and Claire. I would also like to say Hannah Chada, high on my short list. Did end up not putting her on just because I think she doesn't quite have enough entertainment factor. Person I did put on is someone on your short list, and it is Miss Sarah Beth Segal. I wanted to put on both Sarah Beth and Tiffany. Was my messy route. Like if Tiffany's on there, let's put that Queen Sarah Beth on there.
She was my number 9. I'm not upset with talking about her.
This girl was hated by everybody for no reason. The public hated her for no reason. She was a very, very, very sweet, likable, funny, charming, understanding girl. And she was good at the game. She absolutely had one of the better strategic minds in the game. Again, she's one of those people that in a non-cookout world, in a non-cookout season, I could have seen doing very well. But part of the problem, and I think why Tiffany hated her so much, I think Tiffany kind of recognized that Sarah Beth was like the biggest threat to the cookout and everyone liked her. That's my take on it. But I don't know. I'd love to see what she can do in a new fresh cast where there's not a cookout. And I'd love to see her back with Tiffany. I think that would be really fucking funny. Because I don't see that going well at all. And just the trio, just visually, like Frenchie, Tiffany, Sarah Beth is just like speaking to me. I don't know. Like I feel like I actually ate with this BB23 cast.
No, I mean, I'm very much not upset with the SB inclusion. She was my number 9 woman that just barely got cut. Like I had her on my thing originally and switched a couple people around. I think her game is probably a little weaker than you're remembering. A while back, I went through and listened to the RHAP. Like I listened to every single BB23 live feed update, and there were some little bumps in the road. Especially, I'm pretty sure towards the end when her and Kylan were on the block, I think she was just kind of like getting up. I think she was a little inactive at times, but I think like her DX and Claire are have good strategic minds. There were a lot of points in the game where Sarah Beth was doing very well. It was just the second she wanted to target Hannah, Tiffany acted like Sarah Beth shot her mother in front of her and never let it go.
Yeah.
And targeting Hannah was a correct move for her at the time. Like she knew what she wanted to do, and originally, like she successfully, more than the cookout, had Hannah as the target for a couple days on Christian's HOH.
Hmm.
And eventually it got flipped around, partially because of Hannah's own good work. But I think she was able to show that outside of Kyland, she wasn't able to be swayed from what she wanted, and she usually wanted to do the right thing. Before Kyland misted the fuck out of her, she was once again making a correct decision, I think trying to target Xavier, which granted, targeting Tiffany would have been better. But if the cookout wasn't a thing, Tiffany would have had legitimately no reason to go after SB. It's not. It makes sense why Sarah Beth wouldn't want to go after Tiffany because, in her perspective of the game, Tiffany shouldn't be going after her.
Yeah.
So I
That makes
think that she usually knew what she should be doing, and I think that she wouldn't let other people get in her way of doing that this time.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. She was probably my number 8 woman, I will say, but she snuck her way in there. I'm happy to be talking about her, and we'll see if she makes the final cut. Um, that is everyone I have from Big Brother 23. Is that everyone you got from Big Brother 23?
That's everyone I have.
Look at us. Same amount of people. Just kidding. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said. I had 4 and you had 3. But close. All right. Big Brother 24 is then. Let's move on. Keep this plane chugging. Keep this train chugging. Um, start us off hot, BB24.
I'm going to start with somebody you told me is not on yours and was on your short list. I did put Brittany Hoops on my cast.
Queen.
Um, it was a toss up between her and Sarah Beth, but I had less BB24 people. So I snuck Brittany on there because Brittany preseason, like Sarah Beth was my preseason fave from 23. Just from cast pictures alone, I always pick a stan. Brittany was my BB24 stan, and she was such a fun, messy player. Like, was she the best player of all time? No, but I think generally she had a solid strategic mind of what a lot of her cast didn't immediately click with her. So then a lot of the things she was done was seen as more annoying. But I think she was trying to do good things, even if she just didn't execute them perfectly. Towards the end, she was like, "Oh, me and Michael are fucked. I'm just gonna be messy as hell and see if anything changes." And originally, like, it was kind of working. She got other people to be targeting like each other, and then all it took was like Taylor to defuse everything and get it back on track. But for a while, she legitimately had like saved herself and Michael at the end when they were kind of fucked. She's also not a slouch in comps, but she's not like an annoying comp beast that's gonna win everything. Like she was a tiebreaker away from being in the final 3 instead of Taylor because they tiebreak that HOH. She won the final 5 veto clutch. I'm pretty sure she was also right behind Monty in final 4 veto.
She won like
Um,
5 vetoes or something crazy.
she won
Or 4.
4. 2 of them were with Michael, but still.
Still, I'm counting it just for
Yeah.
fun.
Um, I think she's a lot of fun. She's messy, but also like where she's kind of good. I think um coming back, she'll be able to figure out how to play more in a way that gains respect because I think a lot of her cast didn't respect her. But I think she would be a joy to have back on screen.
I love this diva. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just like the big eyes or the hypnosis thing where she's like, yeah, this was just to get on the cast. Like, um, she's funny and she's fun and she's very underestimated. She is on my short list because there were times in the season where she was a little like fade to the background, like not do too much sort of gig, but like whatever. And also, it would just be kind of like a WTF pick. Like, could she win comps? I think she could be a first boot. She just looks like a first boot on an All Star season. I don't know how to explain it. Um, but I'm not opposed to having her on the cast. Like, I honestly can't tell you why I love her so much, but I just do. Even at the end, she flipped on Taylor for like no reason at Final Five, and
Okay, no,
that
I'll
it was
also
probably
say
the right decision.
I'll
But
also say it wasn't completely no reason. First of all, she
Mm.
knew that she had a better chance of beating Alyssa, which was fact. But
Yeah, yeah,
also,
yeah, yeah.
part of it was her being like kind of not petty, but like Taylor was spending that entire week with Monty, and Brittany was just like, "Oh, she's probably going to pick Monty over me," which was
Yeah.
false. But I understand why she would get in that headspace.
And even so, messy boots, messy diva. Um, yeah, that's a fun pick. I'm glad we're talking about her. But she is not on my list. I only have two people from this cast, and this is my most boring cast selection ever. BB24 to me did not have a lot of likable people. BB24 was the story of one person who obviously I'm going to put on this season. So, like, duh, let's chuck up Taylor. And I'm probably going to throw her into the both because I'm sure you have her on your list too. Like, you just can't not have Taylor. BB24 winner, and most importantly, Big Brother 27 draft winner. Um,
Alongside yourself.
alongside what? Alongside myself,
Yourself,
yes.
yeah.
Alongside myself, yes. I mean, what do I even have to say? Like, for all the controversy around her, she will make waves. She will make headlines. She is a Big Brother staple. She's a Big Brother legend at this point. She's a winner. She showed on reindeer games that she does have game. And she's got good game, and she can win comps, and she could be likable. Um, I can see her making a run. I want to see her back, and she's such a good winner. Just such a good winner to represent the show, represent the season, and represent All Stars. Like you just can't have an All Stars cast without her. And sometimes if you ever go back and you get like annoyed by like, oh, Taylor thinks she's too big for her britches. Like if you really look at where she started and the way her season started, like you want to say production medal, you want to say anything, like it is just a there's no timeline that she wins the season that she won. And I think that's really what makes her so endearing. And she stayed so classy in the face of so many ridiculously tough things. Yeah, I got to see her back. So that's where I'm at.
I mean, you were correct about throwing her in the both tier. I also only have two people from the cast. She's my second.
Mm-hmm.
Um, out of all the winners, like I think you'll see this with other people I have on my list, including Brittany. I think her game is underrated. A lot of people still don't think she played well and she only won because like she was bullied and then she made it to the end. She did a lot of things to get herself out of that
Mm-hmm.
bad position. She worked herself into a point where she wasn't going home week 2 ever. She wasn't going to be targeted week 3 until the Festy Besties fucked her up. And then even then the house still flipped to keep her. She rode a while. She won HOH and then started being kind of messy, but
The
I think
HOH
she's
is so
easily,
bad. To interrupt, I love her and I agree with all your points. That clip of her in HOH where she's like, "Why would you use the? I told you to use the veto or whatever." Like that thing haunts me a lot. Continue.
um, but I think she's easily a player that learns from her mistakes. I don't think she would do anything like that HOH again.
Mhm.
She, especially towards the end, like she's the one that shifted the target back onto Michael after Brittany's messiness. She was never really going home at any point during jury. Even at the final five, she should have gone home and didn't.
Mhm.
She's the one that
She
got.
almost.
She almost did, but she didn't, and she successfully got Monty to make one of the worst moves in Big Brother history.
She did.
And she was never losing that jury. She worked people on their way out
Yeah.
brilliantly to want to vote for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I want to see her back not only just because of who she is and how entertaining she is. I want her to prove people wrong because they still don't get it.
Yeah. And I agree. And I think she did that on reindeer games, and I think she would do it again. So I'm down. I would bet our next pick is the same, but who you got, Ryan?
I told you those are my only BB24 people.
Oh, well, okay. I thought this person would be a shoe in. It's kind of but to be fair, it's a bit of a basic pick.
He's
But
my number 9.
yeah, I mean, I think Michael is very needed for this cast. For a few reasons. Where the heck is he? Am I blind? I picked Terrence. Um, so I think Michael is tricky because I get comp beast, like whatever. But if a comp beast is likable enough, I can get behind it. And I think Michael was very likable. Michael was very smart. I love that he just threw Brittany to the fucking wolves on his eviction speech for like why not? Um, and I just think he's the best like gay representation that we've had in a while. I'm gonna use the woke card to get him on the cast because like he not a lot of the gay representation that we have had on Big Brother. Not that there's anything wrong with it in the slightest. It's just like uber gay, like the gayest gay you could ever. Like you just write down this like gay person, and then they like take a stock image and put it on the show. Like, but I think Michael is one of the more complex and like stereotype breaking people we've had. Like for a gay man to be a comp beast was so cool. For him to be so beloved was so cool. Just him winning every week. Like I don't know, I was sat up. He was a fun underdog. He had a good strategic mind, and I I think as far as men go, like I can't think of a lot of men from the new era that I've enjoyed more than Michael. So even though like if it's basic and boring, like I had him on this, I have him on this cast, and I also may have a comp beast or two after this, so I kind of want him to counteract that a little. So that's my Michael take.
No, I mean, again, he was my number 9. Originally, I had him on my cast, and then I had Sarah Beth instead of Brittany, but I moved some things around. The main reason I didn't put him on mine, first of all, I assumed you'd talk about him. Second of all, I didn't want to put Taylor, Brittany, Michael all on my cast because
Ah,
I'm trying to avoid big groups like that.
yeah.
Um,
That's that's kind of why I
but
kept Brittany too. So
yeah, so I picked uh other people later as kind of like I wanted to be able to talk about more people, but I think there's once again a solid chance that Michael will slide on because he probably objectively should be there as well.
all right, splendid. Now everyone's favorite season in the whole wide world, Big Brother 25, the best season of all time that everyone loves. Especially Adrian, I think, if I recall. So Ryan, kick us off hot. How many people you got from this season? I have.
I have 4.
Um, I also have 4.
I'm
All
going to
right,
talk about I think the more unexpected pick, especially I don't think you're going to expect this one from me at all.
interesting. I have some weird
Um,
ones too.
this is the other person that I put on my cast instead of Michael when I move things around. Um, I put Heisem on my cast.
Wow. All right, let's
Um,
give him some. And let's hear it.
I wanted some pre-jury representation. Um, famously, Bryce knows I was not a fan of him at the time because I was a Corey stan and he hated Corey. Um, but I think that Heisem is just like a lot of fun. He was messy. He is also gay representation, which is him and Michael were like I wasn't necessarily fighting them for the same spot. I moved when I originally had the 8 men, Michael was on there, and then I went back and added 2 pre-jury people and cut 2 others.
Mhm.
Um, so I wanted Heisem as just like another person to be able to talk about because I think he was like fun, messy, especially alongside other people I have from Big Brother 25 on
Mhm.
my cast. Um, I just think he'd be a lot of fun. He was an early season comp beast. I don't know how much that would translate to later on, especially because a lot of people are kind of throwing early game. But I don't know. I just wanted to be able to talk about more people, so I threw him on my cast.
I I don't know, Ryan. I think you're stretching a bit. I think that's an absolutely insane pick, and I also put him on my cast.
Yeah, you loved him. You were obsessed with him.
I was, yes, I don't know. Something about just a messy diva just gets to me. I just want mess. I would put Devin Shepard on this cast if I could, and
And
he was a
he's so
disaster.
much fun. He's so much fun, like during Big Brother season 2, when he just goes on Instagram and psychoanalyzes everyone. Like,
Yeah, like what is wrong with this man? I don't know. Part of like the thing with first of all, also 2 gay people on a cast, God forbid. But in terms of gay representation, like, well, this is gonna be mean. Maybe he's not the pinnacle for me. Like I want like I would like what I like Michael is I want like a competent, like sane man, like with a good mind. Like I love Heisem. but not because he's like sane and competent. He's just messy. He really lacks a lot of self awareness, which is so ironic given his profession. Um, and he wins comps. There's some sort of good mind in there. Like sometimes he has a decent strategic mind if he can like recognize where he's at. Will he? I don't know, because he could be a little bit grating to people, but all that stuff I love, like for a cast, you know. He was taken out for no reason. Of course, I think he probably would learn from his mistakes a bit, but I don't think he did too well. But that's okay. Um, I think he's a good early boot representation. Like we need some early boot flameouts on this cast, and he's a good one for that. So Heisem did barely make my list as well. So that's kind of funny that we both put him on there.
Bryce, I just realized who the person that I'm gonna hate you for is.
Mhm.
It's 26, right?
It is.
Okay, yeah. Um. Anyways, um, I'm gonna talk about my final man from this season. Boring as fuck. You know I'm putting him on. I've been an AmeriCorey stan from day one. I've been a Corey stan from day one. Um, I threw Corey on my cast. I think him alongside Heisem would be a joy because
Mm-hmm.
Heisem fucking despises his every fiber. Um, I think Corey was a lot of fun. I don't think he's like a boring game bot. I think he's a fun game bot that, especially because he's not like a perfect game bot. He made a lot of mistakes in his game, but he was also
Mm-hmm.
able, like, he made the biggest move of the season when he put everything together to make the flip on Izzy. Oh my god, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't put Izzy on my cast. Wait,
Oh,
that's a
that's
queen.
crazy.
If you have her on your short list, I'm glad to talk.
That's
I didn't
really
even like think about her somehow.
yeah, me neither.
Um, that's an icon. But
Mm-hmm.
Corey, he was just a lot of fun. He made a lot of. He was willing to play big, even if he was scared sometimes and had to like be shocked into doing it. Like him putting everything together to flip on that was like insane, and then to not go home after that was also like crazy. His double HOH win might be one of my favorite moments in a double ever until it was ruined by Zombie Week. Like I was cheering in my truck at UPS out loud. Um, I'm I'm a stan. I've always been a stan. I'll always be a stan.
Yeah, Corey was one of those people that I did not like at first, but I ended up rooting for him and rooting for him hard, and did a hard transition into being a Mayor Corey stands. Is he a perfect player? No. Can he be irritating sometimes? Yes, but he's very likable. He's very smart, like very good mind for the game. Clearly, like was one of the only people who could see the game clearly that season a lot. And I think he represents our side of the community. You know, he really is a super fan. Like there's super fans who say they're super fans and then haven't seen who Rachel Riley is. He's actually a super fan, and I really think he's good for the super fan representation. So he is in my cast as well. So we're gonna chuck him into the both category. So
And
yay,
side note, for
Corey.
those of you who don't know, Bryce and I are both org players, and we are hardcore try-hard game bots that are like annoying and sweaty about it. And
No,
Corey scratches that itch for me.
very much for me too. Very much for me too. So yeah, no problem with Corey there.
Okay, I'm talking about America now because
Okay, it's fine.
I originally, when I was talking about DX and Claire earlier, I was like, originally, whenever I thought about doing this cast, I was always saying I would put one of each of those showmances on.
Mm-hmm.
And originally, I was like, I want to see America, so then I'll see DX. But then Claire was so much fun on Traders, and then they broke up and everything. And I'm like, I know America and Corey are not going to both be on the cast. I just wanted to be able to talk about both of them because I have Stan from day one. I think putting a showmance on would be kind of interesting. Like I put Taylor and Kyland on as well, which I kind of forgot that that's a thing when I cast them. But
Ooh.
um, I've been an America stan since day one. I think she's getting a lot. I don't watch the challenge, but I've seen on Twitter that she's getting a lot more recognition, and the challenge community seems to really enjoy her. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she also still has her like weird haters that don't like her just because she's pretty, but like she is once again she's one of the few female super fans we've gotten like fucking ever. Even like I've seen the challenge community being like she just wants to be there so badly because she appreciates the opportunity. Like she loves the game, and I think her game was underrated. I think she wasn't able to pull off as much as she wanted to, but she had one of the more accurate reads on the house. She was
Oh yeah.
begging Corey to flip on Suri for fucking weeks. She was one of the
Mm-hmm.
people that got Cam to like actually realize what was happening just by digging it into his skull that he was wrong about things. Like
Mm-hmm.
the Izzy flip wouldn't have happened without Corey, but it also wouldn't have happened without America getting the
Oh
ball
yeah.
rolling for Corey's
Oh yeah.
information to seal the deal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that move was way better for America than it was for Corey. Izzy specifically was good for Corey, but I
Mm-hmm.
think America had haters from day one on the outside and inside, and for her to still make Final Six after all of that, like I think if Bowie Jane thought for herself instead of sheeping Matt and Jag, if Zombie Week didn't happen to where they were able to flip her, I think America's position is skyrockets, and Blue as well. Like Blue had no reason to keep throwing America under the bus, which granted, America also had no reason to keep going back to Blue with information. But like America's fun, she's also messy, like two very non-perfect super fans. I wanted to talk about both of them because I want at least one of them to be on the cast.
All right. So America, I adore as well. I don't. She has a je ne sais quoi about her. Her, like you said, she actually played. She's a very smart player. Way too messy, a leaky Larry. But we have a bit of a problem because I actually cast both the showmans as well. So
Oh,
that's
I mean, I'm not complaining.
so if we feel like editing it, we can. But I didn't mind casting a showmance on an all-star season, and I wanted it to be just one in this specific one. Um, just because I really like them both. They piss a lot of people off for no reason. And I'm curious to see how an All Stars cast deals with the showmance. You know, would they let him slide by? Would they not? I don't know. So I am totally fine to cast the showmance. It's in the both category. Um, and maybe we'll revisit it, maybe we won't. But all the things you said about America, I agree with. She has 0 comp wins. She has 1 spot on the draft for now. So there we're at, you know.
And she would have won the
And
pressure cooker if she wanted to.
sure, yes, of course. Maybe. I don't know. Um, I wish she would have waited at least like 20 more minutes to get the record, but whatever.
Right. It was like 5 minutes.
So ridiculous. Um, but yeah, I hope she would come back, just win a comp. That would be a start. Put an end to everything. But that's all I have from BB25. Last thing I want to talk about with that season, there were some shortlist people I was surprised by, mainly Suri. I was really considering Suri.
Hey,
And
Bryce.
then, yes.
I never said I was done with 25. I have Surrey on my cast.
Go talk about Suri. Good. Okay.
Um, I mean, I don't know how much I have to say. It's Surrey Field. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to see All Star caliber playing, I want to see Surrey playing
Mm-hmm.
All Stars. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty simple. Like, also 0 comp wins, but like she would have won if Jag couldn't play back to back.
Mm-hmm.
She also like she ran that fucking house until everything blew up, and it blew up because of things that were not her fault because she was stuck in a canoe with Felicia. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think Jared brought her the hell down too.
yeah, because
Uh,
Jared was running around while she was stuck in the canoe, and then after Jared left, she got herself right back on track and was just fucked over by comp results.
mm-hmm.
So like, I understand if she doesn't make the cast, but like, I threw her on mine because it's Surrey Fields playing a social
So
strategy game.
my I will give my reasoning for it because all the things you said about Suri are of course true. I love Suri. I actually think Big Brother is one of the weaker renditions of Suri we've had across the reality TV universe, believe it or not. Even though she did run stuff so much, she was a little messy, made a lot of mistakes, it was entertaining. Um, I have no problem with her in this house. There are 2 issues. One is that Big Brother is not Survivor, but she just like with Survivor, she just has that end game problem. Like you have to be able to win a comp eventually, and she can't, and that sucks. So we'll probably just see her getting fit for a third again, but that's fine. Even so, it's amazing. I've just seen her too much. That's really what it is. I have seen Suri Fields play Survivor, Traitor, Survivor again, Survivor again, Survivor again, Big Brother, um, Snake in the Grass, this, that, the third.
There's no way you watched that.
I didn't, I know, but I I've seen a lot of her, and I just watched her on Australian Survivor. She's going to be on Survivor 50. I love her, and I will not argue too hard against her being in the cast because she's so great. I kind of want Big Brother All Stars to be some refreshing faces, some people I haven't seen much of, some people that are ready to prove themselves, like some newer, some Big Brother players. Like she still doesn't feel like a Big Brother player to me, even though she is also. And so that's really it. Like when debating who to pick and who not to pick, I ended up cutting Suri just because I've seen her a billion times, and these other people I'd like to see get another shot instead, if that makes sense. But
That's fair. I know you needed to make room for Kelly Jorgensen.
But I'm sure she'll be one of the ones we talk about later too, because I don't know. Also, like she's just gonna make the gameplay go crazy.
Exactly. Like even if like when you were talking about the endgame problem, I understand that. I don't need her on the cast to win. I need her on the cast to bring Suri Field's gameplay to the All-Star cast.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Fair. All right. You have
But
any
who else was on your?
25ers?
That was all I had, and I did not have any on my short list. I don't think.
Let me check if there's anyone else on my short list. Let's see. Oh, oh my God. I have another person.
Okay.
Oh my God. Well, I lied to your face earlier as a bit, and then I like convinced myself. I did put Izzy on my cast.
Okay.
So I was deciding. Here was also another reason. This is another reason I didn't put Suri. Is I was deciding between this. Felicia was on my short list as well, so I was really deciding. I wanted to do one of the Suri, Felicia, Izzy trio.
Yeah.
And Suri, I just talked about kind of all my reasonings. Felicia was so much fun, so memeable, but just such a rotted player. Bless her heart, I love her, but she's just doesn't quite. Sometimes she was better than I maybe would like to give credit for, but a lot of times she was.
I think Felicia was a joy, but out of the three, she's also the one I'd like to see the least.
Mm-hmm. Izzy just again another good early boot representation is just that crack cocaine energy where it's like the same spot as Suri almost, which is crazy for me to say. Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know, but she never shut up. She never stopped game botting. She never stopped talking. She never stopped being a mess. She never stopped freaking out. She never stopped being chaotic. Her on the cast with Corey in America would be fun. And
even Isom too.
And even Isom too. We've got a lot of BB25 people somehow, despite the season sucking.
Yeah.
And no. I think I had her on my list to come back. And I did think about her. So that is my pick. I think she had the potential to make a very good run if she didn't get sniped where she got sniped. So yeah, I'd be curious to see where she goes. I'd love to see her have a conversation with Frenchie. Like potential is limitless.
No, I just completely somehow skipped over her when I was looking at the cast. She probably would have been on my short list as well. I don't know for sure if she would have made my top 8, but I'm very, very happy to see her here as a possibility. She's definitely someone I'd consider putting on the final cast. I think she's a joy.
And like I said, I tended to end up choosing Chaos over Logic a lot in this cast, so that led me to Izzy instead of Felicia and Suri as well. So yeah, that's now I'm done with BB25.
Okay. I have 4 people from BB26. I don't know how many you have.
I've got 3 people.
Okay. I will start then. I'm going to start with the person I assume is on both of our lists. I threw Angela on there. I'm not having All-Stars without Angela.
You can't.
She is television fucking gold. I wanted to see her with one of Suri or Izzy so fucking badly. I like we all know the fucking image that of Suri, Izzy, and Felicia, and then they photoshopped Angela in there too for fun. Bryce and I love that image. I mean, it's Angela. Like, is she a good player? Absolutely
Oh.
not. Is she a joy to watch? Absolutely. I think you cannot have New Era All Stars without her. And
Mhm.
granted, I think you probably also can't have it without Tucker, but I sure as hell didn't put Tucker on my list. Um, I think Angela is TV gold. She's one of the best
Mm,
casting decisions we've seen ever. And she won 3 comps. She's not a complete slouch. She's good at mental shit. Um,
mhm.
I think she can randomly pull out a win at any point as long as comps are equitable and just do something fun with it. She also, like, sometimes knew what she should be doing. She's just not going to execute it well. Like, she did get Matt Crazy Eyes out, and I will never thank her enough for
I
that.
could never thank her enough.
So, like, I like keep you can start talking about her. I knew she was going to
I
be on your
love
list
her.
too.
We all love her, except for her stupid haters. The show loves her. I'm sure she will actually be on the cast. And my brother one time got a cameo from her for like my birthday, and she left like this 10-minute cameo about like tips and tricks to get on the show, and it was so sweet of her. And I will always love her for that. She's just fun. She's chaos. I can't have my team mess, team chaos without her. She plays hard. She plays disastrous. She'll yell at people and pop off on people, and I don't care. Like, please do, but in like a fun way and not like a disgusting way. She shops at the Lululemon. It's just, but then sometimes she has the right instinct. I don't know. I could watch her read a phone book. Like, I don't know what's up with that woman, and I don't think I ever will, but I will love to watch it. So yes, of course, Angela is a shoe-in. So yeah, um, I'm gonna get this one out of the way then, because I
Yeah,
did say
I'm not
no.
putting Brooklyn on the fucking cast,
No.
but you can
Um,
talk about her.
okay. I actually, believe it or not, had Brooklyn on my short list.
Oh, is it just Chelsea
I know.
then?
Let me stop guessing. Um, I told Ryan before this, there's someone you're going to hate me for putting on this list, and this is where I will do that. And I do like that you said Brooklyn, because Brooklyn I did actually have on my short list, but she just didn't have enough for me. You're gonna kill me, I think. Um,
Oh,
I had Tucker on my cast, and here is why. Um, First of all, like Ryan said, it seems hard to do a BB All Stars without Tucker. He's the face of it. We never heard the cast this season shut the fuck up about Tucker, and it ruined their gameplay, and it was awful, and it was obnoxious. I get it. We also, I understand being a Tucker hater. I'm not his biggest fan myself because, um, he did a lot of dumb stuff, and people thought he was a genius, and he was just weird comp broy, whatever. Here's the tea about Tucker. When I really think about it, I think in a bubble without the fans, Tucker's actually like, I love him. I don't care. I'm going to say it. I actually think he's really funny. He's like annoying. Don't get me wrong, but he's like, I like his story with his gay parents. Like, he's pure and utter chaos. He used, like, we can try to paint him as like boring comp bro all we want. He used a veto on Angela instead of himself. Like, that is like, I'm sorry, objectively, that is so fucking funny. And if people didn't, like, it is so fucking funny. And if people didn't like jizz over themselves and act like he was the best player of all time who we need to emulate, and we shouldn't use the veto on, and we should use the veto on other people, and comps are the only thing that matters because you need no social strategy and you should volunteer to be on the block. Like, if people didn't absolutely jerk themselves off over him, or were like, this guy's fun but he's an idiot, um I would be fine with him. But because of how annoying the fan reaction is, it's made me spiral in my hate from him. But that being said, he is a fun and chaotic cast member. And I especially with the men's selection being so difficult, it was hard for me to not put him on the cast, where I eventually had to, because I would be interested to see him play again. I would be interested to see what he does, because I bet you it would be ridiculous. I would be scared of him winning, but I wouldn't be too scared. He also, the thing about Tucker that's so interesting is, if you recall, the first week or two, we were like, Tucker's in the best spot in the house. Tucker is running the house. Tucker has these good reads. Tucker has the capacity to play a really good social game, and he has the capacity to have a very good strategic mind. He was the only one who saw Chelsea as a threat. Like, him putting up Chelsea in Brooklyn was very smart. He wanted Chelsea out. Nobody, like, before everybody else did. For as messy and disastrous as his reads could be, like, and they were bad. I'm not going to defend too hard. It was like he had the game there if he wanted to, and just chose to implode himself because he was bored, and that is kind of funny. So I put him on this cast, and I know you're gonna hate me for that, but that is my pick. And that's my TED Talk. So thank you for my TED Talk.
I mean, I understand it. I was just, you know how much I was spiraling before he even left. I was like, he's gonna comp out and win. I'm gonna kill myself. He's gonna comp out.
I
Like,
felt the same way.
Bryce knows I'm not a comp beast stan. Also, I understand he's messy. I think there's other more fun mess, and I don't want the entire cast to be mess like Bryce. I think we need a better balance of mess and playing. I also just out not even just the fans. That's not why I am not a huge Tucker stan. I think the biggest sticking point for me, and something I forgot about with Suri, he did not want to be there. He didn't like being there. He didn't enjoy it. He was
Right.
actively doing things just for the fact of like, I don't really care if I leave. I want people who want to be there to play.
Okay. Yeah, I will
And
say, with just to interrupt, because I forgot to talk about that with Suri.
yeah,
Or no, you can finish, then we'll talk about it. Sorry, keep going. My
yeah,
bad.
I forgot about that with her as well, which uh probably has me leaning more Izzy over her if we're doing that later.
Mhm.
But um I'm just and then I'm not gonna lie, alongside that, like the fans are gonna be so fucking annoying with
Yeah.
him. I my Twitter was filled with Kubina stands when I couldn't like that. Name a more boring showmance. It's not gonna happen. Like, oh
Mhm.
my god. Um, I just I think there's a lot more fun, messy people that won't scare me into thinking they're going to win every single competition. And I want people who want to be there more.
Mhm.
I think he'd probably say yes for a paycheck, but he wasn't enjoying himself in the house, and I don't want to cast people who are not going to make the most of it. I don't want people who are there for social media followers.
Got you. And we'll talk about it more, but I do get that. That was kind of something with, like, when I was talking about Suri, I was like, there's never in a billion years Suri is not going to play Big Brother
Yeah,
again. Like, this is a dream cast for a reason. So I was kind of still, I didn't know what to think about in the vacuum of, like, they're there and they want to play or not. Like, because Suri would never say yes because she would never want to play. So I'm like, should I be in this hypothetical universe where they want to play, or should I be realistic and, like, they probably don't want to play?
yeah.
Still don't know, but that is fair. I could see Tucker, like, on a second go being like, I'm ready to do this, but I don't know for sure, because you are right, he wanted to go home a lot and see Ziggy and whatever. But
I think
yeah.
that I think the difference that was making me overlook it is that he was actively saying like, I'm doing this because I don't really care if it backfires. When he got evicted, the first thing he said was like, I'm coming home, Ziggy. Sari
Mhm.
was at least still giving it her all while she was there, even if she was fucking miserable.
She was miserable, but she did give it her all. That's true. Um, all right, who you got? Next pick.
One of my more boring, I think probably another lock from this cast. I'm going to talk about Quinn. Um, I think Quinn is another fun super fan who's not great at the game. He did a lot of very, very, very stupid things, but I think he will learn from that and be better. I also just think like he was messy, he was fun, he was willing to throw anyone under the bus, he was willing to do whatever it took. I think seeing him and Angela together again would be a lot of fun because it's him and Angela.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know how much exciting stuff I have to say about him. Like he's not a comp beast, but he's decent at comp, so he can win power and do fun things with it. Like he had two of the worst HOHs. The Cedric one wasn't too bad, but like his HOHs were horrendous. He made so many bad moves. Even then, when he got backdoored and went up, he was almost able to convince Chelsea to fucking keep him, which is kind of insane. But I
Yes.
just, again, the men category was severely lacking in a lot of
Yeah.
options, so I think he's pretty boring. But I was always a fan of Quinn. I'm not like a huge super fan who stands him and thinks he's the best, but like I think he was a lot of fun, and I'd like to see him
Uh,
play again.
I will also say shout out to him maybe making one of the worst memes of that season as well by exposing the Pentagon and then being like, please save this member of the Pentagon. Um,
Uh,
anyways, here's the tea. I was taken aback a little bit when you said this is a boring lock because I sure as shit did not have Quinn on my cast, and kind of I don't want Quinn on my cast. I'm gonna say it.
well,
I
I more
enjoy
mean
Quinn.
like
I think
from production. I think he's a boring lock.
uh, I don't think he is. I don't think they give a shit about him. I think
He made top
they're
three
gonna put
fan
Corey over.
favorite. They gave him a good edit.
Okay, maybe. I will say this first. I don't want to see Quinn and Corey on the same team. Quinn, Corey, in America. I don't need to see. I don't need to see Quinn and Corey talking to each other all day. I just don't need to do that. I think we got the super fan slots filled, but like I'll give it a listen because he was on my short list. I'm not going to say he wasn't. He was likable at times, but he was a bad player. I'm gonna say this. He was a bad player.
Do you think Tucker
And
or Quinn is a better player?
no, but
I said, do you think
I'm gonna
Tucker or Quinn is better?
Quinn.
Like,
But I feel like for his slot, like we're casting him for like super fan, like smart player, and he's not that. If that makes sense.
I cast him
Um,
for super fan messy player.
he also just annoys me. I don't know. I just don't. He irks me. He's just kind of like, ugh. Like his shit with Leo is like weird. I don't know. I could live without seeing Quinn again personally.
That's
Um,
fair.
I really could. He was on my short list. I don't want to bash him too much because I think he gets too much hate. I just don't see myself being excited to watch Quinn in a way that I'm excited about a lot of other people. But I will be open to talking about him more. I'm not going to turn him off the table, but um, he was not on my list. I will say. So
Okay.
that's my Quinn take. Um, idiot.
Oh,
Uh, I honestly probably would not have had such a big reaction, but then you were like, "This is a lock. This is like the most obvious pick ever." Quinn, and I was like, "Bruh."
I think he's a pretty. I think production liked him more than Corey.
I feel like they put Corey over him, but I don't know. Um, whatever.
I think they
We'll
like
have
that
to
he screamed
see.
in the diary room.
That's fair. No, that
They
is
gave him a
fair.
lot of screen time.
They did, but I'm like after all how the show has been and how people have been received and stuff. Like, would they put Quinn over him? I don't know.
And he
I
made
feel like
top three
Corey has aged
AFC.
better. I feel like Corey's aged better though. I
Maybe, I
mean,
don't know.
Corey made top three America's vote in the pregame, in the early game.
Wow.
But I don't care what production would do. Production would do any of this shit. I personally like, yeah. But I see your point. Okay, but I don't. Even production wise, when I think lock, I don't think Quinn. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stop bullying you about that though, because I'm I'm being mean.
Yeah, but Jerry
But
O'Connell loves him.
that's true. I'm out of people for this season. What about you?
You didn't put Chelsea?
Oh, I forgot about Chelsea. I'll talk about Chelsea.
I got so excited.
Sorry. I'm gonna push hard for Chelsea. Here's what I'm gonna say. Ryan Brown won't have her on there.
Nope.
People are like, "Oh, she's canceled. She's hashtag homophobic. Whatever." I
I forgot
get
about that
people.
too.
Well, shut up, everyone. Like, I get it. Okay. Um, I am not necessarily in. There's a line of egregiously terrible person that I think you have to cross for me to be done with you forever. And though she's irked me, I don't think she's crossed that line entirely. Does she have weird takes? A bit, yes. Will she at least be kind, respectful to gay people? Yes. So whatever. Chelsea is one of the best winners. Chelsea's a top 5 winner, and Chelsea is by far the best winner of the new era. I need to see her back. Like, controversy aside, she was. I loved her on the season. Ryan hated her, and we had very different viewing experiences because of it. I was a Chelsea stan, and I just think she's very. I thought she was entertaining. I thought she was very funny. She had a very fun personality to get to know, and she's just brilliant. She's really a brilliant strategic mind. And we need winners for the season. And I'm sorry, I cannot, in good faith, justify a New Era All Stars without the best player of the entire New Era being on the cast. And I think it is far and away Chelsea. I just think from a player standpoint, we need her on this cast. And for what she represents, she's really a staple. She's become kind of a staple. I would really like to see Chelsea come back and see how she can play with some All Stars. So, yeah, that's my Chelsea take. I've jerked her off a bit. Up onto you, Ryan. And I'm a fight for her.
I did not have Chelsea on my cast. I knew Bryce would. I never liked her. I think the way she talked to and treated Cam reminded me of my ex, who would gaslight the fuck out of me constantly and make herself the victim. So that I wasn't a fan of that. I also just think she plays boring. Like, she grabbed her comp beast and ran to the end and rah rah religion. She's now like, she's always been like weird. I've never liked her. She would make fun of people constantly for like no like people she liked and was working with. She would just like shit talk Cam all the time. I think um she's easily the best player of the new era. I agree with that. Even postseason again, she went on that super homophobic podcast and her defenses for herself were laughably bad. Um, I don't like her as a person. She's a good player. I didn't put her on my list because I knew Bryce would talk about her. Um, the end.
Yay. I will say with Cam, of course, she was weird. I still think she was not a boring player. Another thing about her, I'm going to talk about her is we saw her play from the top, we saw her play from the bottom, and she did really well in both. Her taking out Tucker, like, you got to give her tens for that. Like, thank God she was there to take out Tucker. And she may play, like, she took out Quinn. Like, she wasn't scared to take shots. Like, she had people, lost people, and kind of snuck through. Like, her gaslighting Leah into, I'm sorry, first of all, Leah into not nominating her, crazy. Convincing Mackenzie to put up Leah is just like unbelievable to me. I don't know. I think it's just I think she's very thrilling to watch because she could really make people do things that are really bad for their games. So that's the last I'll say.
I
Chelsea
have
Stan.
two more people from this cast to talk about.
I am out of people. I had Brooklyn on my short list, and Brooklyn and Quinn were my short list. Angela, Tucker, Chelsea were my three. Who you got? Oh, I know one you got.
I think
I'm
this is my most
anti.
questionable casting choice. But as I said earlier, I want to see some underrated players get a bit more credit. I think Cam was easily the second best player of the season, and
Cam?
I
I
want to
didn't
see.
expect Cam. Dad.
I want to see him. I want to see shout out all my dogs at the crib. Um, I still send Bryce his cast picture like weekly because it's very funny. It's a meme in my in real life friend group that I did the Big Brother slideshow with. They all were Cam stands after my PowerPoint. Is Cam an exciting player? Not really. Is Cam a funny player? Yes. Him taking breaks during OTEV is and telling everyone about it. It's so funny. Again, I kind of just wanted him here as someone else to talk about. Do I think he should be on the cast? Probably not. Do I think he'll make the final cut? Probably not. But I just wanted to talk about him because I really like him and I think he's underrated. He was my rooting interest after Leah and Angela left. Um, I think he knew what he needed to do. He just couldn't win the comps to do it. Like, if he won the final like 5 or 4 veto and took out Mackenzie, or not 5, she was safe. If he won the final 4 veto, cut Mackenzie, and he knew he needed to cut Chelsea, he wasn't going to do it because he knew he was losing either way at that point. But if he was able to win those last couple competitions and cut MJ and Chelsea, I think he easily wins, and he knew he needed to do that.
Does he beat Rabina?
He beats Rubina, I'm pretty sure.
Does he? I don't
I
know
think
about that.
I think unless people are bitter, he gets Chelsea, MJ, Quinn, Angela, probably Leah too. Leah liked him.
Maybe. I don't know.
Especially like if he was the one to cut Chelsea and MJ, I think he easily gets the respect.
I don't think Chelsea votes for his ass.
I don't know.
I think with how Chelsea was with Cam, if Cam cut her, she would. I think she would miss the entire jury into voting for Rubina.
Well,
I don't think Cam was with it,
if
but
she gets cut at final like 3, she doesn't have enough time.
I love that king. He's very funny. He's. I'm not. I mean, he's really boring. Like I love him, but it's pretty ironic. I don't think. I mean, he's buff Bowie Jane to me, kind of like I don't really. In the same way I'll defend Bowie Jane's game, I can defend Cam's game maybe, but he did just kind of sit there and like not do egregious things and like get dragged. But he's really
I still
funny. Shout
disagree
out my
with
dogs
that.
at the crib. Shout out my dogs at the crib. Changed the trajectory of history.
Correct.
So I do love that king. And I love that you put him on your list, but perhaps not for the final cast. Will I be fighting for him? But that is
Yeah.
king.
Shout out on my
And your
dogs at the crib again.
And I'll go ahead and put your other one on there that I disagree with.
No, she was on my short list, but she didn't make it.
Thank fucking God. Okay.
I just wanted to talk. I want to talk about Cedric as another pre-jury option.
Okay.
I threw him on instead of Michael, and the other person I had on was Turner, but he like there. I think I told you this. I always wanted to see Turner back, but then he went on one podcast where he was like defending his game and saying that he wouldn't change anything, and then my hype level of him completely dropped off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about Cedric just as another option because I think he was one of the more fun pre-jury characters. I think he's one of the best pre-jury players we've had. I think he was energetic. He was willing to make moves. Like he was considering flipping on Quinn when Tucker brought it up until he realized that it was stupid. I don't know. I think he's like kind of boring, but again, we were talking about it at the time. I was like, I want the move to happen because it's a lot of fun, but I'm just like sad to lose Cedric because he's just a really nice guy that I like watching.
Mm-hmm.
So I threw him on there to talk about.
Yeah, and I will say with Cedric, like I thought about him a bit. He's on the challenge right now, doing very well, getting a lot of fans, so good for him. I've never had anything against Cedric. I like Cedric. I think Cedric fanboys are a little weird. Like I think he gets maybe a little too much hype. Like I think we like to forget he volunteered to go on the block when he was completely safe.
He's the best player.
So that was really stupid. But he played great before that, like in the same way Zach did. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him. He's a decent player. He's got a good strategic mind. For the most part, I think he probably learned from his mistake. I guess the reason I didn't include him is like you said, he's a bit boring to me. Like I like him. I wouldn't hate seeing him back. I would be okay to see him on the cast. He's funny. He's likable. I feel like my worry is he would just do really well and be kind of boring, which is like a scary combo. However, I'm not opposed to putting him on the cast, so we'll have some things to talk about. So yeah, no, good person to shout out. And I did have Tucker on my short list, and then I removed him from my not Tucker. I had Turner on my short list and removed him from my short list as well.
Yeah.
All right.
How many people do you have from season 26 or 27?
3.
Okay. How many people have you talked about so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. Are all of the people on the bottom? Yeah, those are both. So yeah, we each have 3.
We've talked about the same amount of people.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even have anyone else on my short list from this season. I just put my 3 on, and nobody else was even close to being considered.
I believe I am. No, I'm not the same because I had the biggest short list of any season for this. This is my biggest list.
I didn't care about anybody except the 3
I made my hardest. I made my hardest cut.
Shut up! Just talk about Mickey already, then, with your stupid cut.
No, that's not my hardest cut. Oh, I get to go first though.
Sure. How many men and women are left? Do you have
2 men, 1 woman?
Okay, I'm the opposite. I don't know what second man you have on the fucking cast.
You're gonna be
Who did you
shocked.
cut? What woman did you cut? What the hell?
Yeah, Morgan's on my short list.
That's okay.
Yeah. And I can't get into why yet. Well, I'll get into that after. She was the hardest cut I made.
Yeah.
And I will probably reconsider that. But I made it. But I'll just start. I need Ashley on this cast.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a both. Such a fun, lovable, amazing player, amazing reads, amazing game, played the best game of the season. Better than Morgan. Come at me, bitches. And I'm so ready for her to come back and do super well and make everyone pissed off again. And I'd love to see her get an actual edit that she is worthy of, because she earned the hell out of that win and they treated her like dirt. She single-handedly has kept, she's almost to me kind of kept Big Brother alive. Like, not even to be too dramatic, but like, we were going to head into Comp Beast mania, and she, in the Comp Beast season, proved the power of a social strategic game. And I love her for that. And I will never stop loving her. I love how messy she is off season. I love a messy genius strategist. That's what she is. So
Oh,
best believe we're having her as a winner. So
I just realized the second man you put on. I cannot believe you did this.
yeah. Listen, I have a theme.
We don't need Keanu and we'll talk about it. Keanu and Tucker on the same cast is fucking crazy. Um, Ashley is a legend. Again, I didn't put Chelsea on my list, so I only had two winners because I never considered Xavier and Jag. Yawn. Um, I think Ashley is a lock, needs to come back. Similar to Taylor, like extremely underrated game. People do not give her the credit she deserves, and I need to see her come back and fix that. Um,
Mhm.
she was a super, super easy lock for me. We talked about her plenty during the season. I don't know how much more I have to say. Her
Yeah.
being here is also a big reason that Hannah Chada stayed on my short list because I don't know if I want to give a former winner a big boost like that. Granted, I gave Taylor Brittany, but Brittany is Brittany and Hannah is Hannah. So,
Mhm.
yeah, Ashley was easy. I threw her on there.
Perfect. All right.
Talk about
Uh,
Keanu. Get him out of the way.
okay. I spent a lot of this season hating on Keanu, and again, I think it's one of those fan things where when the fans became so annoying and I became scared enough of a win, it's easy to talk shit about him. Um, but I thought about him like this before I watched his deep dive, and after I watched his deep dive, like, give that kid another chance. Did you watch his deep dive?
Yeah.
That's a pure soul. I don't know. Like, he's actually the cutest man ever. And I'm so excited. I would be so excited to see, first of all, we said during the season, like, he sucks at the game, but he's so entertaining and messy and disastrous. And that is fun. When it's working against our favor, it's less fun, but he's a fun player. He's a terrible player, but he's a fun player. And again, if people could admit that, I would like him so much more. The comp piece of it all, not my favorite, but he's a fun one. And I've just been leaning into the mess and the chaos. And there's a lot of people I'd love to see him. Go see him talk to Angela and Frenchie. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I would love to see him come back, read his little Terran book and get his notes and be like, my big brother coach told me to do this. I think it would be the cutest thing ever. And it would satisfy the fans too. They'd be annoying, but I'm okay with seeing Keanu back. I actually genuinely think he would fix a lot of his mistakes. I don't know if I think I don't know if he'd want to bro down as much because he's heard all the criticisms and taken them in. I respect that about him. I respect his ability to listen, grow, and learn. Like, I really respect that. I respect when a person hears criticisms and tries to grow, fix, and learn. How much he'll hear, grow, fix, and learn, I can't say for sure, but I respect that about him. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a fan favorite. And I think most importantly, he is complete and utter chaos. And when it comes to the men, I'd like to see him play again on a cast of people I don't hate. You know what? Fuck it. Like, I'll join the Keanu stands. Like, I'm in. That's where I'm at. So I
No.
put Keanu on my list of men.
I would be lying if I said after watching his deep dive, I didn't mean to go back and put him on a short list as an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that I mean, yeah, he brought a lot of chaos. He was a horrendously bad player. He was so bad. My favorite part of his deep dive is when he said, Taryn, if my view on the house was correct, would I have been a better player?
He actually
Probably, yeah,
said,
Keon.
if people misquote that too, he said, if my reads on the house were correct, would what I have thought have been correct?
Well, like, yeah, obviously,
It was
Keon.
like something like it was. Yeah. But I felt bad for him at times in that interview because there were times like you can't avoid talking to him. Like Taryn couldn't avoid just being like, "Yeah, you did this and you were bad and you were stupid and you were dumb and you were
Yeah,
an idiot." And then Keanu was there and was like, "Mm-hmm." Like
no,
work.
I mean,
I,
there's absolutely a 0% chance I am putting him and Tucker both. I'll give you,
okay.
I'll probably end up compromising on Keanu. I'm not giving you Tucker. I'll tell you
I
that right now.
understand, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I came to the conclusion that I was not getting Tucker on this cast. He was my number 8 man. I'm
Yeah,
okay with sacrificing him, but the concept of those two talking is really funny.
it is.
The nightmare is, of course, that they ride or die together and jizz over each other, which they probably would. So I probably should avoid that happening. And then can you imagine the fans about the Keanu and Tucker duo? Oh my
Oh my
goodness gracious.
god.
That's tough.
Uh,
But oh my god, remember Tucker's famous strategy too of telling everyone to get out the comp threats? Um, well, he was the comp threat. Um,
wow, what a genius. I really like puzzles. Um,
okay,
no,
so
I
yeah,
don't know how much I have to say about Keanu. I think he's probably like, I mean, I put Cam on my list. Like, I can't get mad at you for putting Keanu on yours. So,
okay,
I think it's talk
and he
about,
will be on the next All Stars. He's gonna be
yeah.
there.
I cannot believe. First of all, I need you to tell me who made your short list because I don't know who the fuck else from this cast you're considering.
I had a lot, but to be fair, I think the most recent season was the first one I did, so I wrote down the most people. Um, when I just like didn't give a shit. Um, but a lot of them were gone. All right, but we'll get through who we have first, and
Yeah,
then we'll.
Vince is a fucking lock.
Yeah, I put Vince on my list. Fuck,
I
like
like.
whatever,
I know you
whatever.
hated Vince. You hated him, but I knew even you like. There's no way you can't put Vince on a
I
fucking returning
can't. I
season.
can't. I gotta put
Like,
him and also put him and Keanu together. Let's
it, like if you want mess, like I can't believe you don't have Vince and Morgan on the same fucking cast. What is wrong with you? I'll talk about Morgan after this because she's my last one. But like Vince, absolute like you want mess. Vince is unironically one of the messiest players you've ever seen in your life. He was just like annoying about it, so you don't like think like you think of Angela, you immediately go to mess. You think of Vince, and like you think of mess in a completely different way. He is so much fun to have on your screen. Even like he turned Taryn around. Taryn hated him from like the minute the live feeds turn on, and even Taryn is like, this season would have been nothing without Vince. Like I don't know. Like you can't not have Vince on a returnee.
it's a thing with villains where it's like I was his biggest hater watching, and you hate watching them while it happens, especially because you have that deep fear that they're gonna win. But then once you know how the story ends, like you can take a step back and be like, you really did provide a lot of entertainment. And yeah, that's a messy king. Like he's finally at the end after losing to Ashley and having that be his story, like circled around to like being really funny. Um, now that he's not taken seriously. And um yeah, I gotta have him back. And I want to have him back with Keanu as well. Um he will just he's just everyone's gonna trust him for no reason. Like it's gonna be a mess. Well, Keanu will probably Keanu's half of Keanu's deep dive was like, I'm an idiot for trusting Vince. I should never have trusted Vince. What are the odds? First thing they're on a cast together, Vince, you're my final two. Like what? I'm.
And then it'll be so funny.
Uh,
Um, okay, I'm gonna talk about Morgan
yeah.
because I think not having Morgan on your thing is crazy. Like, I understand wanting mess and everything, but like, I think she's an absolute lock. She's got to
Mm-hmm.
make it. Like,
Yeah.
she is one of the better players that's not currently on the list. Like, but she's not boring, and she still had a lot of like messy aspects. She's one of
Yeah.
the most active players I've ever seen in Big Brother. Like she never, ever, ever stopped fucking gaming. And I think in All
Yeah.
Stars, that's something like her and Izzy together, Bryce.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Like it's going to be nonstop. Like especially like if we're putting Vince there, I cannot not have Vincent Morgan back in the fucking ass together. I'm sorry. Especially after like Vince, did you see that Vince posted a YouTube video talking about like stuff? I got on Twitter earlier today. He confirmed that him and Kelsey are on a break right now and talked about I didn't watch the whole video, but I saw on Twitter like he admitted he was like, yeah, everything that happened in the house, like boundaries I could have stopped, like blah blah blah. Like he's took some
Good.
accountability,
Good.
but like I'm sorry, I can't have
I
him in the
understand.
house again without Morgan. It would be so funny. It's such a dream.
So here's what I'll say. I probably regret. I'm. Yeah, you're probably right. Like, we need Morgan on this cast. The reason I put her on my short list was two things. One was I actually had the opposite opinion. I think I made it a few days ago. I was having some fatigue. I was like, I actually can't sit here and listen to Morgan. I can't just sit here and listen to Morgan and Vince. I just can't do it anymore. Please, I would love to see more. I would love to see Morgan play a game without Vince. You know, I just can't do it. And I felt like for the men, I needed Vince. And I was like, the women were hard to cut. And I didn't want to include, I also just felt boring including the entire final three. Like, I was like, that could
But
be
it
some
was like
three made
it
in
was
like,
the only three people alongside Keanu that like you can even consider. And usually, if we're doing an All Stars cast right now, the most recent season have it only having three people. Like
yeah. Yeah. So I regret it. I'm down to include her in the final cast. We'll figure out how that works. But that was my reasoning. But especially now, I was also lamer when it was like Kelsey's back with his girlfriend. They can go be best friends again. But now it's like Vince knows Morgan broke up. Him and Morgan broke up their relationship. Like messy, messy. I'm down. I would love to see one of them go after each other. That final three is I was like, oh, it's just final three. They're gonna work together. No, the fuck they won't. I don't know why. That's a disaster. That's one of the most disastrous alliances ever. I can't believe they work together in their season at all.
no, like Vince hates Ashley. There's no way.
Mm-hmm. So you know what? Like, I pray. I just really pray it doesn't turn into them making up and just talking for 17 hours a day and being a
Mhm.
duo again. But even if it does, whatever. Um, I did go for a really messy cast, so I feel a little crazy that I didn't go for Morgan. So yeah, I'm down for that. All right, you got any other players from the season?
No, again, that's all. Like we have eight
So my
individual and
short list,
eight shared.
we look at our symmetry. Look at how we ate this. Holy shit! I didn't put Morgan just so we could get symmetry. Apparently, like
Uh,
holy fuck. Um, my short list. You're gonna laugh at some of them. I mean, Mickey was on my short list. I thought that would
yeah,
have been fun. Um, Jimmy was on my short list. I even had Kelly on my short list at one point, and then I was like, let's because I'd seen some TikTok, she made me laugh. Like she would have been funny to bring back. And I was like, let's be fucking for real. I had Will on my short list for men because I was like listing men, and I was like, he's one of the more likable men that we've had. But it's just a little too boring. And then I had Morgan on my short list. So
you didn't have
that
Adrian.
I know the best player of all time. Oh my god, but Brad XD, like because Brad, you know what I'm saying? Like what a guy, bruh. All right,
Okay, so
so
how many do we have? Four men and four women on the cast right now.
we do.
All
Oh my
right,
god, we have
so
four men and four women on the cast, and we have holy shit, this is crazy how this has worked out. And now
I
it's
think
time for the bloodbath.
there's a few easy people we can throw on. Throw Morgan and Keanu on there. I think those are the
Oh
two
yeah,
easiest people that
I'm
we can
down for
agree
that.
on.
I am down for that. So
I think
I
having
think
four people from the most recent season is a lock, and I think all of their dynamics together will just be a lot of fun.
I agree. I agree. So how many people do we have left? We have three men and three women left.
Three men and three women.
Okay, I'm glad. I think we can agree on Morgan and Keanu. I have no problems with that.
I think the next easiest man to compromise on is throw Michael on the cast.
Sweet. I'm down.
I also think that again, I had Suri, you had Izzy. I feel like one of them. I think I agree with you that Izzy is probably the better pick for who wants to
Mm-hmm.
be there, who will play hard, who will.
I will say
be the
though, I
better
want.
overall pick.
It's true, but I don't want to like necessarily give away there's I'm really gonna push for Chelsea
I'm
as
and
well, so
I'm
I don't want to
I'm
give away my
I'm
pick.
including her in who will probably end up there. I know you're not going to let
Okay.
her go, and
Okay. Okay.
I think Izzy is one of my higher priority women to get on there
Down.
alongside her.
Down. Okay, we can try this, and we can obviously move it around as we need to. Oh my god,
Can-
why did I changed them all to both? I should have made a new list. Oops. Give me a
I
second.
would have I was just going to put them all in both.
Because I want to do a final category.
Okay, then
Uh,
put them back on. Yeah.
just so we can see. Add row below. And then we're going to have a little space. Add row below. Oops. Oh, wait. This is our problem. We can't have. Okay, never mind.
Well, no, I think this will still work because
We just have to move them all down.
just move the both people down to final cast.
Okay. Should we take a? I want to take a screenshot of this first, though,
Sure.
just so we have our individual
Yeah.
draft. Let me organize it properly.
And I'm thinking when I tweet it out, I don't know if I want to spoil the list because I want people to watch. I think I might tweet out like after we move everyone down, I think I'm gonna screenshot the people that were on our short list that didn't make the final cast and be like, here's who didn't make it. Let's watch the video to find out who did.
Mm-hmm. Find Tiffany, Sarah, Beth, Tucker, Chelsea. All right, so here is this. I guess I need to get a screenshot. So let me do that. Just so we have this. And that's a terrible screenshot, so hang on. Okay, it is saved.
Okay.
And now, oh, I saved it kind of bad. 5 more seconds. I had the typing icon in.
Can you not just screenshot it from the video once it's uploaded?
Well, I could, but I'm about to be done. All right, it's screenshotted.
Okay.
So let's move to our final cast. So both people will go down here.
Tyson being on the cast is really funny.
That is actually sending me. Morgan, Keanu. Is sending me. Izzy. All right.
Chelsea,
We were at,
Michael.
and Michael. Yeah. Okay.
Move Chelsea down so you will shut up about her.
Okay.
So we need one more women and 2 men.
1, 2, 3. Is that for sure correct? We have 5. 1, 2. We have 6 men. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count 6 men and 6 women. I think it's 2 women, 2 men. No.
No, there's 13 on the bottom.
Oh.
Chelsea, Izzy, Morgan, Ashley, Angela, America, Taylor, 7.
Oh, I didn't count Taylor. Okay. All right. Tough call. You go. I have my thoughts, but I know
See,
I'm
I know,
kind
I know you want Tiffany. I really want Sarah Beth just because I'm a Sarah Beth stan. I think Tiffany's probably objectively the better pick, but like I would prefer Sarah Beth.
I
Um,
know.
is would you rather have Sarah Beth or Izzy? I
Izzy.
I I think Izzy as well.
And I
Um,
think to me, Sarah Beth without Tiffany kind of ruins part of my Sarah Beth pick, if that makes sense. So I am probably Tiffany over Sarah Beth.
I'll give it to you. I think objectively she's probably the better
Yes.
pick.
Huzzah. I got my 2 controversial faves.
See, now men is the issue.
Men is an issue
'Cause I'm
because,
not giving you Tucker. I'm not doing it.
however,
I think,
although I feel like Heisem and Frenchie kind of take up the same spot, but
yeah.
the camera's
I
kind of
think
zooming in on Frenchie.
I think having Highland there alongside Taylor and Tiffany would be a lot of fun,
Yeah,
personally.
I can get behind Kylan being on this cast. I'm
Like, I think as
okay
an
with it.
individual, it's a bit weaker, but I think with everyone else, I think that's fun.
I think so too. Yeah, and I think he makes sense as a yeah, he does make sense on this cast. Um, so that works for me. Um,
I mean, again, I thought Quinn would be an easy put on, personally,
ugh, no.
but
How many people do we have from each season?
from
Uh,
Quinn's season right now, we have Chelsea and Angela. I think it's the least represented season right now.
uh, Frenchie, my Shayla.
Would you
Okay.
rather have Frenchie or Heisem? I'd be down
That's
to
what I'm
swap
debating
those
too.
two.
I'm kind of down to swap those two low key. I
Like,
would chuck up. Are you down to swap those two? Like
I'm
in
down.
terms of
I'm down to swap those two.
pre-mess, like pre-game mess, like I kind of prefer Frenchie to
Yeah,
Heisem.
us both having Heisem on, but then taking him off seems kind of funny to me. I don't know.
That is funny. And I guess I could be, but with that in mind, because I'm fine to do Quinn. We could also do Cedric, but I think Quinn makes sense. Quinn and Angela had a weird thing. Um,
Hey, I think.
I,
I think, and like
but
Quinn
I'm
and Chelsea.
actually no. I'm really worried about Quinn, Corey in America.
Hmm.
That is my worry with Quinn. Is Quinn Corey in America is going to be obnoxious. Um,
Yeah, but those are three like lesser players. Like we have Taylor, who I'm pretty sure is friends with Tiffany, and
yeah,
then like they're with Kyland, and
I guess. I guess. Yeah, it just doesn't make me. It just that trio sounds not fun to me.
what if we put Cam on?
We could. We could. Um, uh,
Hmm.
could, but we can't. I mean,
Oh,
how many? I feel like Cedric makes sense a bit, but like it feels boring. Um, Quinn makes sense. It does make like
'cause
Quinn.
would
Yeah,
Cedric not also be with them? Because isn't he with America on the challenge?
I don't know. I'm not watching. Are they
I'm
friends? I don't
I
know.
don't know if they're friends, but like them having the challenge connection, I feel like would
Sure.
be similar.
All right. Yeah, I just Quinn irks me. I just don't like Quinn that much. That's what's pissing me off. I wish we had like a different person. Um,
Yeah, but you don't want to see Quinn interact with Keanu and Izzy.
no. I think Quinn will bring it down from like a fun land to like a weird super fan land, if that makes sense. Like he'll like overanalyze the fun. that people like
Okay,
Izzy are providing and like
so
turn them
then,
into annoying people.
so do you want Cam or do you want Hytham?
I need to think. I don't know. Um, hmm. I mean, Heisem seems like over. We could do Heisem, but that's just probably overkill, right? Let's take a look at this cast. So you would say Quinn over everyone on this list?
I think he, as an individual, makes the most sense, but I don't know with the specific cat. I feel like Cam
Let's.
just fills the like boring like why are you here spot, but also like in a really funny way.
You know what? Like, why not? Like this is a tout tape. Like we can do whatever we want. Like
And
we are allowed
we
to
need
put Cam on this cast.
we need to get engagement bait. We need people to mold us in the comments.
We could put Cam on the cast and just have people be like, why the fuck is Cam on the cast? And I think putting him with Chelsea would be funny. Um, although Chelsea would probably work with. Let me organize by season just to have a better visual. 25, 25, 26, 27, 27, 27, 27.
Kylan needs to move up.
Yeah, I'm just going down the list. Kylan, Tiffany.
Move Michael up with Taylor.
Thank you. Okay.
Move Chelsea up next to Angela.
Angela.
So then I feel like we've got to have another 26 person.
We have to have another 26 person. You are right because it is just Chelsea and it is Angela. Quinn makes sense with those two, actually. You know,
I'm fine
Quinn
with
does
Quinn
make
or
sense.
Cam.
We'll do Quinn because I'm fine with them. Cam's just so boring. I love him. I think Quinn makes most sense with Chelsea and Angela.
I agree.
So we'll do that, but I'm not happy about it. But I can't justify putting Cam on an All Stars cast.
Shout out all my dogs at the crib.
Shout out my dogs at the crib, my king. You were so close yet so far. And the thing that put me over was like, oh, Chelsea and Cam would be fun, and then I was like, no, it wouldn't. Cam would just sheep Chelsea again. Like, if I'm being so fucking for real. So
Now, I will bring up one more thing.
oh god,
I would be willing to take Derek X off the cast if we want to put another man on there.
I think wanting to put another man has not been something that I'm clamoring for.
Yeah, but I'm like, is Derek X bringing more?
I think
so. Okay.
We have like a bunch of nerds.
Yeah, but he's not like the super fan nerd. But I'm like, if we wanted to swap him with like Heisem or Cam, then I'm not upset.
Hang on. We have to take a look at this. We have to take a look at this cast of men and read them out loud. We have Keanu and Kylan in their own sort of archetype, and then we have Vince, Derek, Frenchie. We have Vince and Derek. We have Michael. We have Corey, and we have Quinn. Like this is a scary group of fucking nerds. Maybe I can't do another nerd. Am I wrong?
I mean, I don't think Vince and DX fit into that casting slot personally, but
like we don't have a lot of like guys. Like
that's why I was.
like
That's why instead of Quinn, I was like, what if Cam's just there as the fucking boring guy?
Hell yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's fucking put Cam on our cast because that's where I had Tucker, but like that's not happening.
Yeah, but Cam's funnier, so
sure. Cam is a funnier pick. Let's just troll these people. I'm down to troll.
The fans seeing our tweet being like, "Why isn't Tucker on the list?" And they go and check, and Cam's there.
Maybe like I just want to see him shout out. Sorry to all the fans wondering why. It can come down to something as simple as
shout out on my dog at the crib.
Shout out his dog at the crib. Like
exactly.
That's all we need, and that's okay. And this is such a chaotic and messy cast. I actually do think Cam would be a funny like straight man to like not like heterosexual, like straight man in terms of like the comedy trope. You know what I'm saying? Like the person just watching, like, the fuck.
Mhm.
So sure, let's put Cam on the list.
Okay, Bryce, do you want to read out our
I
final
feel better
cast
about that.
for us?
Yes, this is the cast of casts, actually. So our final cast, to all you viewers listening at home, we have representing Big Brother 23, Frenchie, Derek X, Tiffany, and Kyland. Representing 24, we have Michael and Taylor. Representing 25, we have Izzy, America, Corey, Chelsea, and Cam.
No.
Nope. We have Izzy, America, and Corey. Representing 26, we have Chelsea, Cam, and Angela. And representing 27, we have Ashley, Vince, Morgan, and Keanu. So I don't know about you, but I would be sat for this All-Star season. Actually,
I'm very, very pleased with our overall
I
list.
am too. This is a good mix of serious and very funny.
Yeah.
There's some chaos people. There's some comp beasts. There's some strategic players. I think this will be a good one. So, Big Brother, if you're out there and you see this, create this exact cast, and everything will go well. Shout out to our fallen angels on Team Ryan and Team Bryce, and somehow both with Isom. That's really funny. Yeah. Any other thoughts, Ryan? Who's winning
I if I said Cam,
this? You'd be fucking crazy. He's not winning this. Um, I'd say like Kyland or something.
he was also someone I thought of.
Yeah.
Honestly, America?
I could
Is
see it.
he?
Well, um, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Chelsea part 2.
Frenchie?
Corey, maybe. Frenchie. Final answer, Frenchie. Love that we put Frenchie on this cast. That's really sparking joy for me.
Yeah.
That really is making me giggle a little bit.
Um, but no, I don't know if I have anything else to say. We'll be back in a couple weeks. I may tweet out. I doubt anyone will care or vote, but I may tweet out a poll asking what people want to see from us. I'll
Yeah,
message you if you want to help me narrow down options, so I can
sounds
do a little
good.
poll. But are you gonna be uploading this today?
I will be uploading this today.
Okay, let me know when that's up. And again,
All right. Well, this
if
was
if I can get a screenshot of the list you took earlier, the final list, and then I can crop the final list to have the cuts as well.
all right. Well, this was an absolute hoot. Until next TOUTTE Monday. I will see you around. Love one another, etc. All right. Goodbye.